first annual A2 Climate Teaching. Today, we share to gather our knowledge, our commitment, our enthusiasm to address, to counteract climate change. There are so many folks to thank, and we've already heard some of them addressed here. I won't elaborate too much on that, but just let me say that I would like to layer that thanks as well. The members of Ann Arbor's faith community in all your forms who have gathered here today, who have gathered over the weeks and months and years preceding in order to identify climate change and climate action as a focal point of action and advocacy. It is indeed truly inspirational. It is a testament to one sliver of awesomeness that we have here in Ann Arbor. Through this teaching, we are going to explore what we as individuals in our own lives and as a community can do to do our part to counteract what is indeed for us, if not the land, as an existential crisis. But whenever we start something anew, I think it's useful to recognize where we've been. And I tend to think municipally, and so I'll touch a little bit upon the municipal history with respect to climate change and action, but even that recounting will be woefully incomplete. What I'll say too is doubly incomplete against the incredibly important frame of community expertise and advocacy and accomplishment, all of which have, for decades laid the groundwork of where we are today. But you invite a mayor, and the mayor's going to talk about the city. That is what you get. So I'd like to start the municipal history a little bit in 2012. In 2012, the City Council, the City of Ann Arbor, we passed our climate action plan. That climate action plan had a goal of reducing emissions by 90% by the year 2050. Reducing emissions by 90% by the year 2050. The plan, as passed in 2012, had no budget, it had no staff, we're getting out of the recession, and no budget, no staff, de minimis progress. Over the course of time, a couple of council members, we would pass budget amendments to supply this program and that program, perhaps third-party contractors, but it lacked a direction, it lacked momentum, it lacked an institutional basis. Municipal government is nothing but institutional basis. We were incredibly fortunate in 2017. In 2017, our county passed, offered and passed a millage to support public safety and community mental health. Public safety and community mental health. And so folks all throughout the country, we put our millage dollars and we support mental health, and indeed we do that here in Ann Arbor. And then the county asked for people throughout the county to put their millage dollars and support and provide extra support for the sheriff. But as you will probably know, here in Ann Arbor, the sheriff doesn't really provide law enforcement services to speak of. We have our own police department. Indeed, it is so with a wide variety of other municipalities and jurisdictions throughout the counties, 7 others in addition to us. And so this millage ad provided for a rebate to policing jurisdictions. In Ann Arbor, it was released to the tune of about $2.4 million initially, raising up to almost rising up even more than that over the course of time. And that money was coming in unallocated because there was no reason for Ann Arbor or Pittsfield Township or Ypsilanti Township or Ypsilanti City to double pay for law enforcement services. That was supposed to go to the straight up general fund. But we in the city of Ann Arbor realized that we had a number of unfunded city priorities. Before the millage was passed, before the voters went out to vote, we pledged, we promised that we would spend this rebate money, 20% to support pedestrian safety, 40% to support affordable housing, and 40% to support climate action. This meant that we were going to have millage money, we were going to have pledged money, ongoing money, to the tune of $880,000 initially, over $1 million a year on the upfront now. And we would finally have that institutional ability to actually do something as an organization. And do something we did, and I'm incredibly proud of the work that we've done. We created our Office of Sustainability and Innovation. We staffed up, we hired experts, we hired advocates, and that institutional basis enabled us over the course of time to arrive at our climate action goal. Our climate action goal was passed in 2019, a just and equitable transition to community-wide carbon neutrality by 2030. A just and equitable transition to community-wide carbon neutrality by 2030. And then our incredibly awesome staff worked and got in touch and caucused with our amazing community members, over 100 meetings with community members, community organizations, scores of meetings with technical staff, they borrowing and stealing from other climate action plans throughout the country. We developed our own plan, our A20 plan, which we adopted in the auspicious time of June 2020. June 2020, which was the climate action plan for us to set out a series of strategies to achieve that goal, to achieve the just and equitable transition to community-wide carbon neutrality by 2030. And we have had substantial successes in the years to come, in the years since. We have deployed with our Solarize program over 4 megawatts of solar arrays on Ann Arbor homes. Over 500 homes enjoying the benefits of solar power. We were hoping for 2 by this time. We've gotten 4. It looks like this year's in 2023 is going to be our best year ever. We've installed over 100 EV chargers. We've planted 6,000 trees, and we have created 2 neighborhood resilience hubs. But we also know that while this is good and awesome, and we have community momentum behind it, it is still insufficient both for our purposes and for our long-term goals. And so we went out to the voters again in 2022. In 2022, we asked the voters to support the Community Climate Action Village. Community Climate Action Village. And the voters passed by a narrow margin of 70-30 this village, by which we're going to have on the upfront right now $7 million a year to go towards climate action. That's going to increase, of course, over time with growth and inflation, and we are going to be able to do so much with that. With that in hand, we are going to be able to work with 262 homes in our Bryant area to co-create America's first carbon-neutral, low-income neighborhood. I'm so incredibly excited. We just received a Department of Energy grant to help us design with our residents a 262 household geothermal district, which will heat and cool 262 homes, Bryant School, the Wheeler Center, mental health facility, the CAN Bryant Neighborhood Center. It's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. We're going to work with our existing utility and with our neighborhood jurisdictions to build one of the largest landfill solar projects, a 20-megawatt array, which will be able to power the equivalent of over 5,000 homes. We're going to work to reimagine our energy utility, our electric utility, to provide residents with affordable, reliable, and 100% renewable power. We're going to be able to work with our affordable housing developments, existing and future, to ensure that they're carbon neutral with the cost, comfort, and health improvements going, of course, directly to the residents in need. We're going to work to renegotiate our fossil gas franchise to increase health and safety, expand energy choice in heating and cooling, and help wean our community off of fossil gas. We're going to work to build what we expect to be the first carbon-neutral municipal water treatment plant in America, to assure a sustainable water future, to ensure resiliency to address contaminants existing and future, and to provide the capacity to supply and welcome climate migration. We're going to work to move towards zero waste with year-round commercial multifamily recycling and composting and construction and waste demolition reduction. We're going to lower energy costs with direct rebates to homes and businesses for energy waste reduction and improvements, appliance electrification, renewable energy installations, electric panel upgrades, and the like. We're going to improve community resilience with expanded neighborhood centers, expanded rooftop solar, 100 units plus of net zero affordable housing, rain gardens, and trees. We're going to serve residents in their homes and businesses on location with a municipally provided trusted energy concierge who will help individuals identify cost savings in comfort, health, and safe improvements. We're going to increase walking and biking their safety throughout the city with 20 miles plus of protected bike lanes and transformational lighting and safety crosswalk improvements. We're going to be able to enhance our built environment and develop land use and transportation policy that will encourage density and build community. Why do so many people commute in Ann Arbor for work? Because the zoning prevents them from living here. Where are all our neighborhood walkable groceries, cafes, and meeting places? They aren't here because our zoning has prevented it over time. Why do our streets feel like they were built for cars instead of people? It's because they were. But they won't. We're going to make sure that our built environment is here for the people who live here, the people we welcome here, because we know that we are all in this together and that we have a common commitment to that purpose. With our H0 plan, with the funding that you, the voters, have provided, with the funding and excitement that you, the advocates and zealous people working hard together for a common purpose can provide, I am incredibly confident and excited about the work that we can do to transform our community. It's my hope that today's teaching that it'll inspire us to take action towards the sustainable future. It'll enable us to embrace carbon neutrality and have us work together to make Ann Arbor a model for other communities to follow throughout the country. And so while there are probably other things I can say, and I should say too, that list of things, and it was a list of things, don't get me wrong. One of the things that gives me great comfort and excitement is that's just a list of things that I know about. I mean, with the staff that we have, with community members who are active and engaged, there's so much more going on that hasn't yet bubbled to wherever I live, and bubbled to my consciousness and points of attention. This is an area of excitement and entrepreneurship, and some things like today are a real important part of it. And so I want to thank you for being here today. I want to thank you for the commitment and energy that brought you here, and more importantly, for all the good and righteous work that you'll do afterwards.